What's up, metalheads? I'm Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel, and today I'm back with another overview for you guys. And this is another knife that will be in the upcoming knife sale that goes live on Patreon on September 2nd, and we'll go live to everyone else on YouTube September the 3rd. If you're watching a lot of these videos, you're going to hear a lot of repetitive things, and I apologize in advance for that, but I'm going to say them because somebody may just be searching YouTube for a certain model knife and come across the video, so you may hear this repeated on multiple occasions. So knife sale September 2nd on Patreon at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll go live September 3rd at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Patrons get first access to all knives, 24-hour early access. Depending on your tier in Patreon, you can also get discounts. So tier 1 just gets the early access. Tier 2 gets 5% off all knives purchased. Tier 3 gets 10% off all knives purchased. So it can add up if you're like me and you buy way too many knives. It could definitely save you some money, and it helps to benefit the channel. Also, patrons can send their knives in for the next knife sale, or whichever knife sale. And the way that works out is you send your knives in. We discuss what your asking price is. Your price will include the shipping, and you will understand that if a patron buys it, they could get 10% off. So that's just it's helping the channel, helps the community, and it will help you. I will take care of selling the knives, shipping the knives. I pay for the shipping up front, and then after all the knives are sold or whatever is going to sell has sold, then I give the seller the total for their shipping costs, and then they reimburse me. The payments are made directly to the seller. They're not made to me. I make no money off any of these knives, you see. My only form of making money off any of this is through Patreon. So that's how we've done it so far. We're going to see how it goes, see if it works and people join Patreon and they stick around. And if not, the next knife sale or two, we may have to change things up and do things differently. But right now, we're going to go with this. We're going to give it a few sales, see how it goes. And yeah, so if you're new here, welcome, by the way. And thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And make sure your notifications are turned on. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button for me. It really helps the channel. Gets pushed out to new viewers. So. All right, today's overview is another Kizer. This is the Kizer Maestro. This is one of the larger Kizers, and a good-looking Kizer, in my opinion. Really good-looking. It does come, this is a new knife, just so you know. It comes in the Kizer box, just like all Kizers, the premium Kizers box, with the paperwork and all that good stuff, and the pouch, and just like if you were to get it directly from, say, White Mountain Knives or Blade HQ or whatever. So just want to show you that. We'll get that out of the way, and we will talk about this. This is a very interesting knife. This is an Azo design. Looks like it has thumb studs, which you can kind of use them, but they're really meant, I think, more as stop pins, because you got to really reach out there to get them. But you can get them, but the problem is when I reach up there, the flipper wants to get me unless I do it a certain way. Now on the reverse, it's better to use the thumb studs, but they're just in an awkward location for thumb studs. But honestly, I probably wouldn't use them anyway, not with this giant hole in the blade. I would just be thumb flicking or reverse flicking with that, or you can use this very minimalist flipper tab. It doesn't stick out very far at all. Missed it. And I'm thinking, yeah, push button isn't the best on it. You can get it with push button, but you really got to push, and it's not that comfortable for a push button because of how it comes to a point right there. So the light switch is really where it's at with the flipper tab on this one. No doubt about it. Light switches, and honestly the hole, for me the hole is where it's at. But if you like a flipper, this is not a push button flipper. This is a light switch flipper. You can get it with push button, but it's not very comfortable. So just get all that out of the way there for you. All right, let's go over the specs on this knife, and I'm going to try to keep my currently deformed finger out of vision as much as possible because it looks pretty bad right now. So bear with me. Things may move a little slower. I'm going to be doing a lot of things one-handed that I would normally do two-handed. So I appreciate your patience with that. And just so you know, the finger is healing up. It's getting better. But as it gets better, it seems to look even worse. So, all right. overall length of this knife is 8.32 inches. The blade length is 3.57 inches, and the cutting edge is 3.625 inches. Blade width is 1.5 inches at the thickest spot here. Blade thickness is 160 thousandths. This is a big boy here, definitely. And sharp as a razor, by the way, razor sharp. They're calling this a reverse tanto. I guess we can go with that and call it whatever you want to call it. It's that blade shape you see right there. That's the shape of the blade. Handle length is 4 3/4 inches. Handle width is 1 1/4 inches at the thickest spot, which is probably back here at the butt of the knife. Handle thickness is 0.52 inches, so just a hair over 1/2 inch. It is titanium that has been coated with PVD. I think it's PVD. Yeah, I would call it. I don't think that's DLC. I'm pretty sure that's PVD. And weight, they're claiming the weight be 7.45 ounces. I don't feel, it doesn't feel that heavy. We're going to weigh it and check that, because it does not feel that heavy to me. It is right hand tip up only, and yeah, good looking knife in my opinion. Very good looking knife. It reminds me of another Kizer, the Critical, Kizer Critical Mini, or Mini Critical, which I'll show you that in a minute also. Let's weigh this real quick, because this does not feel like 7.45 ounces. I would be shocked if it's over 6 ounces. Maybe I've just been handling a lot of heavier knives and it's playing tricks on me. Maybe it weighs what they say, but it does not feel like almost 7.5 ounces to me. Let's check real quick. Yeah, 4.9. Where are they getting? If you go at Blade HQ and look this knife up, they claim it's 7.45 ounces. It's basically right at 5 ounces. I don't know where they're getting that weight from. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it's definitely not as heavy as it says it is on their website. So as you can see, very interesting looking knife. Ergonomics are really good, really good. I really like the ergos on this knife. Feels really good in hand. Pocket clip, you can feel it, but it's not like you feel it as a hot spot. Just blends right in basically. You do have a lanyard pin back here, so no hole, which I appreciate. They just put a lanyard pin in there, kind of like a standoff, so you can put a lanyard on there if you want. The back spacer has a little cutout in the back spacer, so yeah, it works out pretty good. This is a flat ground blade, by the way. I don't think I said that before. And it is razor sharp. This thing is really sharp. It's a nice edge on it. Great for utility cuts, push cuts. Yeah, really good. Yeah, really good ergos on this knife. Jimping there for your thumb to land. And like I said, the thumb studs act as your stop pins on this knife. All right, let's give you some size comparisons. One I think it looks similar to. Also, just so you know, all the knives you're about to see are also knives that are going to be in the knife sale. So we'll use a lot of knives that are going to be in the next knife sale as comparison knives. There will be some at the end that will not be in the sale, but I will let you know what those are when we get to them. All right, so from now on, until you hear me say it's not in the knife sale, all these knives are in the knife sale, okay? Here's the Kizer Critical Mini. So, yeah, similar blade shape, and yeah, maybe that's why it reminds me of that. The Kizer Gemini Ray Laconico design. So, big knife, big knife. The Kizer Delorme. It could eat a Delorme for breakfast. Literally, eat it. Eat a few of them for breakfast. The Kizer Assassin button lock. The Kizer Wanderer. Getting closer in size, but still quite a bit, still a bit bigger. Not much bigger than the Wanderer, but definitely got a little size on the Wanderer. The Kizer Theta. One of the best looking Kizers ever made, in my opinion. Isham design. What else we got here? This would be funny. The Kizer Urban Bowie. Yeah, could eat a couple of those for lunch also. Is that all for the Kizers that I have out right now? Oh, the Kizer Raylight X-Ray Edition, I believe it's called, Special Edition Mini Sheepdog. This one's mine, but there is a brand new one in the box in the cell. These have the removable flipper tab. I've taken mine off. The new one that's going to be in the cell still has it installed, but easy to take it on, take it off or put it back on. So, but there will be one identical to this in the knife cell. And here's its bigger brother, which this one is mine. This one will be in the knife cell. This is the full-size Kizer X-Ray Edition, made by Raylight and Kizer. Full-size sheepdog with the removable flipper tab. I have the flipper tab. I will reinstall it before the sale, and the box and all that stuff. It's basically brand new. That's still got a little size on the sheepdog too. It is a large knife. All right, let's do a couple of Tucson's that will be in the sale. The Tucson TS195. Something else I should bring up: if you buy a titanium knife and you want some anode done before I ship it to you, let me know. We can talk about some pricing for that. And like for this one, I've got it done in purple. If you don't want the anode, I can strip it off if you buy it, or change the color, whatever you want to do. So that goes for any of these titanium knives. If you buy them, let me know if you buy something, and we can discuss pricing on anode. And also patrons, tier 3 patrons get discounts on anodizing work, so something to think about. Is that all? I got a couple more Tucson's, but I don't have them out of the box yet. I mean, a couple. Yeah, I got a couple more Tucson's that would be in the cell, but they're not out of the box yet, so I'm not going to do those. Let's do a couple. CVV Chevalier will be in the cell, and so will this Wiha Kulix. Again, I custom anode this one. If you want to change the color, let me know. We can change it, or we can take it back to raw titanium, which was the way it was when I got it. All right, what else we got here that's going to be in the cell before we get into knives that won't be in the cell? How about the Christensen Knife Works Maverick? That will be, and the Hogue Deca. It's a big knife, full-size knife. If you got extra large hands, you're probably going to really like this knife. If you got medium-sized hands like me, it's a bit much. How about the ZT0450? Or how about the Berg Blades Iron Pup? Man, look at the mirrored edge on that Iron Pup. So hard to get that to show up on camera, but man, this thing has a screaming edge on it. You can see yourself in that edge. Goodness gracious, that thing's sharp. That's when you better not drop on your foot. You might lose a toe. All right, let's do the Quiet Carry, the Monterey Bay knives, and then we'll do some Benchmades, and then I'll give you some of the regular size comparisons that are not in the cell. That's the MBK EWC. Here's the MBK Slayback. Here is the Quiet Carry IQ, which, whew, man, this one, that might not make it to the knife cell. I really like that one. I love this little Quiet Carry IQ here. Such a good knife. LMAX steel, thing's gonna last forever. I gotta do my overview of that and these Monterey Bay knives before the sale. What else we got here? Well, just keep showing off stuff that's going to be in the sale. the Spyderco Chaparral Sun and Moon Edition, and of course the Bird's Eye Maple Edition. So when I said things are going to be repetitive in some of these videos, this is why. I'm about to open up some more boxes of more knives and have some other ones I'm going to be showing you guys. I just got to get motivated. Since the finger injury, things have slowed down for me a bit, understandably. How about the Benchmade Mini Adamas? Good knife there too, man. Very nice knife. That's another one I'd love to own, but my bank account says no. The Benchmade Foray. The Benchmade Mini Freak. This is another one I'd love to own. Love this Mini Freak, man. That carbon fiber, so lightweight. This thing under 2 ounces, guaranteed. I'm gonna do my overview of that soon. Haven't looked up the weight, but man, it's so lightweight with such good action. And I'm not a big axis lock guy, but they are really growing on me. And we'll go ahead and throw a mini bug out there. This one has the AWT aftermarket aluminum scales on it. Wipe that one off. Get my fingerprints all over it. I really like this Mini Freak. Such a good knife. Such a good knife. This video is not about this knife though. Just so good. So good. And of course the Mini Bug Out's great. Everybody knows the Mini Bug Out. This one has aftermarket titanium backspacer. Can't remember who made that. The AWT made the scales, aluminum scales. And I think the thumb studs are aftermarket also, but don't quote me on that. I have to follow up with the owner. But I'll know all that when to sell. Actually, when I do my overview video of it, I'll have all that information for you. All right, now the next knives you're going to see are not in the cell. These are just some my regulars I use because most people own one variation or another of these knives. So, all right, here's the Spyderco Pair 3, which the Maestro could literally swallow it. And here is the Spyderco Yojimbo 2. Yeah, Yojimbo 2 is getting a little closer. Here's the Demco AD 20.5 with the RGT Purple Haze Fat Carbon scales on it. Still got to get my Lynch Blacksmith deep carry clip for this. They were out of stock when I built this knife, and somebody told me recently that they're back in stock. I need to order one if that's true. Because they are about to mail out the PE2s, and you're going to be able to pick them up on DLT Trading and a couple other sites. The Vist variant PE1. I don't think PE1s are going to be available, but the PE2s are going to be available, which come with a front flipper. And I love this knife. One of my favorite budgety knives. I may be my favorite budgety knife next to the next comparison knife, which is the QSP Penguin. Interesting enough, they're both made by QSP, so that could have something to do with it. QSP's killing it. They really are. The Benchmade Bug Out, and I think that will... Actually, I'm going to show you one more just because I have it here for a couple more days and it's gorgeous, and you deserve to see it as many times as you can see it. Q-Ball's TRM Shadow, the full tie version with that like sunburst milling. Goodness gracious, look at that knife. God, I love this knife. I'm going to own one of those in the near future. No doubt about it. I will pick one of these beauties up. This is not in the knife cell, just so you know. I gotta send this back to Q-Ball soon, but I gotta do my overview video for it first. God, this is functional art right here. And you know, normally it's a art looking knife like this, it looks so good. A lot of times the action suffers. Not with this thing, man. Not with this thing. The action on this thing is freaking fantastic. Alright guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. I should give you a good idea on the size and give you a sneak peek at some of the other knives that are going to be in the cell. So yeah, if you have any questions about this knife or any of the other knives, you can comment down below this video. You can also DM me on Instagram. It's much easier to communicate that way. But if you don't have an Instagram, comment below this video or email me at bladesandedc@gmail.com, and I'll answer any questions you have, and go from there. Keep an eye out for lots of videos, guys. I got a whole box of knives. I'm gonna do as many of these as I can before the sale on September 2nd. So, and if you're interested in buying any of these knives, or multiples of these knives, something else I'll let you know is, like, say you buy 3 knives, and say all 3 knives for $50 each. Well, if you bought 3 knives, you'd get them all 3 for $45 each, because it's saving us on shipping. We got to ship them individually. It costs us a certain amount. So if you buy 3 knives or 2 knives, if you buy more than one, you get $5 off each knife, because it cuts. Actually, after you buy 2, because first 2 you don't save anything shipping, but after you buy more than 2, all knives. If any more than one, every additional knife, $5 off each. If that makes sense. I'm trying to not confuse you here, and I think I'm not succeeding in that. I think I'm confusing you more than ever. Basically, simplify it. First knife is the price. If you buy more than one knife, you get $5 off each knife. So, because we don't have to pay the additional amount for shipping, so we pass that on to you guys. So we're not making money from shipping. Basically, is what I'm trying to say here. All right, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button for me. If you're new, subscribe. And make sure your notifications are on, whether you are new or been subscribed, because YouTube has a habit of turning the notifications off. Check that bell, make sure it's turned on. And I will see you guys on the next one.